This Sunday, we're starting a new sermon series, and I want to tell you a little bit about it. This is on John. We're going to go through John chapter 14, 15, and 16, and the title is called Final Preparations. And those three chapters they take place right after the Last Supper and before they go into the garden to pray. And it is an extended teaching time of Jesus with just his 12 disciples. And it's his last chance to talk to them and prepare them for what happens next and all the changes that will take place after he's gone. So imagine you were one of the 12. You had been following Jesus for 3 years. It has been amazing. You've seen miracles. You've done miracles. It's been exciting as you slowly have discovered that Jesus is the Messiah, even the Son of God. And you've sat with him as he's taught. You've had conversations with him. You've done things and had him help guide you in what you're doing. You've walked with him from town to town. But it's all going to change. Things are coming to a head. You're in Jerusalem, and Jesus keeps repeating a simple idea. He is going to suffer and be rejected and be killed. And you've just had the Last Supper, and Jesus talked about his broken body. He had you drink from a cup that he said was his blood shed for the sins of the world. And he keeps saying, when I'm gone, you must love one another. And it's starting to sink in. Jesus is really going to be gone. He's going to die. He's going to go back to the Father. In fact, you think you're probably going to be killed as well. And so what happens next? There's all kinds of questions that'll be swirling through your head. Will Jesus be gone and we'll never see him again? What will it mean for us if he goes back up to heaven? What will it mean to be his disciple if you can't literally walk side by side with him? How does that work to follow him? What about all the things he said about the kingdom of God coming and changing the world? Is that over? Or will that still happen? How will the people of the world view us as his followers when they can't see him and they don't know he's there? How will that happen? And ultimately, what about us? What if we're killed in this? What happens to us? Those are just some of the questions we're going to get to, because in this extended teaching, Jesus hits on all of those. He speaks plainly and answers the questions of his disciples, and he knows this is his last chance to be with it. Oftentimes in Jesus' public ministry, he talked in parables, and the crowds would go away not understanding what he was saying. But in this case, Jesus is making it clear. And it serves as a transition between following Jesus in the flesh, as the disciples did, to following Jesus after he has been raised from the dead and is now seated at the right hand of God. And it's a transition for followers of Jesus from those two modes. And in that way, what he's telling the disciples, how their relationship with him will be different, is totally applicable to us, because it's how we follow Jesus still today, because Jesus is raised from the dead, seated at the right hand of God. So what he says to them is how we will relate to Jesus and how we do relate to Jesus going forward. So that's what we're starting. The first question, and the one that they're probably struggling with the most after that Last Supper, is, what happens if we die? And that's what we're going to start on this Sunday, starting in John 14. Would love to have you join us for this series.